Hi everybody, how are you? I'm good. So today I'm gonna show you some important and typical points about machine diagnosis data link. So in this machine diagnosis data link I'll show you about three most important tips for you. The first thing we have to know when we connect the machine ECM with our diagnosis tool adapter, we need a modular identification or modular identifier. This modular identifier is the most important parameter in order to identify the electronic control module or ECM. So this ECM is depends upon the machine model and the machine complicated application. The ECM may be one ECM, maybe two, three, four. It depends upon the functionality and the working principle. So the first thing is which is gonna identify the electronic control modulator or the electronic control unit that has been designed or diagnosis for a fault. So in here, the technician or an engineer are able to identify which module or which module can be exposed for the fatality. So he's able to identify in that ECM. So ECM tells about the specific component in that particular area. The next thing is a failure mode identification. So this failure mode identification is FMI. These FMI are designed for a diagnostic purpose, which is a diagnostic code that informs a service person or an engineer or a technician of an equipment that tells the problem that has been detected within a circuit or within a system. So if a problem faced in the injection pump, so an injection pump, which part is gonna be exposed for a fatality? So that is a failure mode identification, which is possible to identify the problem that has been detected within a circuit or within a system. So this is, by the way, the most important parameter that simplifies the work for the technician, for a service technician, or for an engineer, those who are engaged in that particular work. So the last and the most important thing is a component identifier. This a component identifier CID is which is a very important thing. Which component gonna be exposed? So which is a diagnostic code that informs the service person of a specific circuit or a system within which a problem has detected or in which the problem was detected. So these three important points in a component identification, modular identification, and failure mode identification are the three important parameters mostly in the machine diagnosis tools. When once you are connected your machine with your diagnosis tool, which means a communication adapter, data link, and with your software installed personal computer. So these are, by the way, the most important and typical parameter. The last thing is event code and active code. The active code and event code are, by the way, these identifiers are significant events that occur in a system of a machine. So the ECM or ECU may store log data from those events. So this function allows a tracking of the performance history for the machine. So the data is used as an aid for the manager or a service technician or a maintenance person. So which is, by the way, a very important thing. Active code and event codes are mostly displayed at the bottom of your software. When once you open and you active your software with the ECM, and after all, these are now scored as a history at the bottom side of your ET tools software. So that data is maybe as help or as aid for special persons, those who are able to solve those problems in a specific machine. Those persons may be managers, service technicians, or maintenance persons. That's why today I'm gonna interested to share you these most important things for those systems. So firstly, at the very beginning, I mentioned to you the modular identification. So modular identification was displayed in a number. So number maybe number 10, number 11, number 12, which means in the parallel side, the number or the MID or modular identification was displayed in a number description. Maybe let's say 11 indicate that a communication adapter, or which may be a spark ignited engine timing control, or it may be another. So MID with a description and with a data link. So this modular identification code with a description as well as the data link are presented in that particular event. So those events may be modular events, may be engine control number 10, maybe a machine control module, maybe this BM main module or another thing. So you're gonna paste it in that thing with the system during the time of maintenance. So these three things, the MID, FMI, and further mode identification, modular identification, and component identification or identifier with the active and logged or active event or active and event codes are one of the most important parameter what I'm gonna mention to you